Hello everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. Today's video is, should Manchester United sign Wout Weghorst on a permanent deal in the summer? He's on loan at the moment from Besiktas, originally from Burnley, but we have him currently at Manchester United, and there could be opportunity. It is reported that Erik ten Hag would sign Wout Weghorst in the summer on a permanent deal. What do you think about this? Should we do it? I'm here to tell you why we should, maybe shouldn't do it, and we'll break it down right now. But first of all, Wout Weghorst, as you can see him there, he can play two positions for Erik ten Hag at the moment. He can play as a striker and he can play as a number 10. So that gives us a benefit in the fact that he can play two different positions. He is one of them fluid players that Erik ten Hag seems to be making everybody like nowadays. We've got Sancho doing it, we've got Bruno doing it, we've got Rashford doing it. We've got multiple players doing this, and Weghorst falls into that category again, and he's a very good team player, and this is what a few people don't realise, but we'll get into that. I want to start with his stats. As you can see on the screen there, Wout Weghorst played 768 minutes for Manchester United since he's come, and 1 goal, 1 assist, which is a goal contribution every 384 minutes. And as a number 9 for Manchester United, I'm just going to put it out there, that isn't good enough. It's not good enough as he's playing up front for Manchester United, which he has done the majority of the games. I think he's played 2 games in the number 10, switched around a little bit, but predominantly playing as a number 9. And he's had chances as well, but he's not been able to put them in the back of the net. We just come off the back of the Leicester game, and at the end it was like the United players were trying to put the ball in the back of the net for Weghorst. Every chance they were kind of trying to get to him to make sure he can have that first Old Trafford game. And an elite striker at Manchester United realistically shouldn't need that. They should just be putting the ball in the back of the net at every opportunity and getting themselves into that positions. But at the same time, you can say he did suffer from a lack of service, and he just isn't up to that standard. He isn't an elite level striker, in my opinion, and that's why, personally for me, if we did sign him, it would be as a backup option, as a squad player. It wouldn't be the permanent number 9 for Manchester United. I think everyone can agree on that. I mean, Ricky might not. Ricky would probably take this guy as a permanent number 9. He's a big fan. But if we did sign him, it would be as a backup option. But just because he's not scoring the goals necessarily doesn't mean he isn't involved. Wout Weghorst is involved in the goals, and there is a reason that Erik ten Hag absolutely loves this player and has started him every single match that he's came from Manchester United. Wout Weghorst has started. And there's a reason that Erik ten Hag has done this. And one of the big reasons being is his pressing stats. This guy can press like no other. And when you look at the pressing stats here, you've got Kulusevski right at the top, 292, Haaland 263, and then Weghorst, this is since Weghorst has come to the Premier League, Weghorst is on 252 pressures. And that is just phenomenal. He had very good numbers when he was at Burnley in the Premier League. I mean, Bruno as well, there with 250. We know that guy's an absolute machine. But to be in this category is an absolute massive plus for Erik ten Hag, and this is why he loves him. Because when we had Ronaldo, that wasn't happening. Ronaldo couldn't press the way Erik ten Hag wants a striker to press from the front. Erik ten Hag had very, very limited options when it came to a centre-forward signing in January. And when it comes to these limited options, I think Erik ten Hag just thought in his head, who can I do that can do the work? Who can put the work in? Who's going to give me 100% every game? Who's going to do all the scrappy stuff for the team? And Wout Weghorst definitely does that. So Erik ten Hag will love the way he presses, but he'll also love the way he is involved in a lot of goals, because he plays quite a big part in the team, actually, that I've come to realise. And one of the big parts he plays is with Marcus Rashford. And with Marcus Rashford, he allows, I'm not saying Wout Weghorst is the reason Marcus Rashford's the best striker in Europe right now. I'm not saying that is the reason. But Wout Weghorst allows others to shine around him with the movements he makes. And it's a big reason why Rashford's having so much joy in getting in behind, is because of the work that Wout Weghorst is putting in. So first of all, the pressures are massively important to receiving play back and being able to play on the front foot and kind of hit teams when they're out of position and not ready for it. So that's a big one for Wout Weghorst that he does. But another massive thing, which is the main thing that he does, which I think Erik ten Hag will love, and what Marcus Rashford will definitely love, is he drags players out of position into the middle when he comes to collect the ball, which allows his wingers to get in behind him. Martial was very good at doing this under ten Hag as well, before he got injured. It looks like Wout Weghorst is following Erik ten Hag's coaching here, because we've seen Martial doing it, we're now seeing Wout Weghorst doing it. It is a game plan from Erik ten Hag to get his quick wingers in behind, and it's working hugely with Marcus Rashford. He's having his best scoring run, coincidentally, since Wout Weghorst has come into the team. I mean, he's been unstoppable after that Christmas period, and he is doing a lot of dirty work that goes unnoticed. A prime example, if you want to watch it back, is at Leicester. He drags Faze out of position, and he brings everyone in close to him, and then Rashford gets in behind, Fred can put the ball through, and we're in for a goal. This has happened multiple times with Wout Weghorst, and it is a massive bonus to Manchester United, but also to Marcus Rashford as well, with the amount of goals that he's been scoring. But as well, we've seen Sancho do it for the goal against Leicester as well. With Sancho, Wout Weghorst comes in close. Sancho gets in the pocket of space behind, leaves it off to Bruno. The space in the middle is free because they're occupying Wout Weghorst. Sancho gets his goal. So he has been indirectly and directly involved in goals, and I think he's a lot more important than what people see when it first meets the eye with Wout Weghorst, what they first see from him. So other than goal contributions and the way that he helps team play, another big part of the way Wout Weghorst plays and what is really important to the team is his actual physical ability when he plays in the number 10. And he's actually very good at looking for that through ball in behind, which, again, suits the likes of Rashford. As we saw in Barcelona, Weghorst played as that number 10. He's done it quite a little bit recently, so you allow Rashford to have his pace in behind, again, helping Marcus Rashford, and that combination really works well. But when he plays in number 10, he's quite physical in there. He's tall, he can win. I wouldn't say he wins headers, but he wins physical duels with defenders, and he usually chests it down and brings it down like that and passes it off. He's very good at doing that little pass off to players in behind. He does it to Bruno a lot, he does it to Rashford. A couple of times in the Barcelona game it was offside, and that was unfortunate, but he is very, very good at doing that, and he's massively improving, and it gives Rashford that space to get in behind as well. So again, it's helping the team, and also his tackling as well. His tackling goes very, very unnoticed. He's been one of the players on the pitch that you thought it's a last-ditch tackle in the penalty box or off a corner, and you're thinking, who's that? And I look up, it's number 27, it's Wout Weghorst. He puts in a lot of graft when it comes to his defensive work and his tackling, and that as well is massively important and helps the team. We have a little bit of a joke that Wout Weghorst is like playing Harry Maguire up front. In certain aspects, they do share similarities. I mean, the pace is not there. It's never going to be there. It's like he's running in treacle. When he's got the ball, if the pass isn't straight in front of him, the pass isn't happening. If he has to turn and pass it, it's not happening because it takes him about 3 years to move around and look up and see the pass. So that is a massive weakness, and I think that's something you need to be playing as a number 9 at a top elite club in any position. You need to have some pace about you, or else it's not going to work in the modern game, in my opinion, unless you're extremely, extremely intelligent. But he can work in certain scenarios. He's got good technical ability. If he sees the pass, his pass usually hits right when he's doing that link-up play. And again, his tackling ability, as I said again, he's honestly, it's top level for a number 9. It really is. And we've seen him make them last-ditch tackles quite a few times. And he tackles from the front as well, which is really important on winning the ball back. Against Barcelona, Manchester United's counter-pressing was very, very good. And against Barcelona, that's very, very hard to do. Eric Ten Hag went with a plan to counter-press them, and it worked, and Wout Weghorst was a big component in that. So he has been important to Eric Ten Hag. He's been important to Marcus Rashford. He's been important to the whole team, and we are winning games with this guy in the team, so you've got to look at it like that. He can always come off and you can bring Garnacho on. We've seen that happen before. But from a starting point of view, Eric Ten Hag sees this player is extremely, extremely important, which is why he's starting near enough every game for Manchester United. When it comes on to whether we should sign him on a permanent deal, me and Charlie actually discussed this a little bit. And Charlie seems to think he will. I'm on the fence about it, but I would, honestly, wholeheartedly, would not be surprised if Eric Ten Hag signs this guy on a permanent deal. The thing that Eric Ten Hag is most obsessed with the most is standards, work rate. This guy has the high standards, he has the work rate, he works really hard, he leaves everything out there on the pitch. What he lacks for in ability, he doesn't completely make up for, but he does his best to make up for when it comes to pressing, running around, doing all the dirty work that you need to do for a team. So he'll love the attitude that he has towards the game. What is he lacking though? He's lacking pace, he's lacking elite level finishing, and he's just not a top player. I think when you watch Manchester United, you can tell that Wout Weghorst is a lower standard of player than the majority of the other players in our team. I think it's very, very noticeable. He is nowhere near the standard it is to be a Manchester United number 9 for the future. But can he be someone that is part of our squad that can be a backup option? Because we know we need one. I mean, we have Rashford as a backup. Martial's too injury prone. We need a backup option, even if we sign a striker in the summer. Could Wout Weghorst be that guy? I think Erik ten Hag will be looking at it and thinking potentially he could be. He can do all of the pressing he wants him to do. He knows how the team plays. He's worked in this side and he's proved that he can work in this side. He's just not producing the numbers. But if you have an Osimhen or a Harry Kane or someone like that in there, he's not going to be starting anyway unless there's an injury problem or it's 10 minutes towards the end of the game and somehow he needs to find and work in a system. So I think as a squad player, Wout Weghorst would be happy with being a squad player. This could be a good move for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag, and I wouldn't be disappointed as long as we sign someone else as well. Do I think he's a long-term option? No. But could he be an option as a squad in the future? I think yes. And I think Erik ten Hag will think yes as well from what he's demonstrated so far at the club. But get in the comments down below what you guys think. I know a lot of the fan base really love Wout Weghorst. He is kind of a fan favourite at the moment. Ricky loves him if you've been watching the forum. And I think everyone respects him because he leaves it out there on the pitch, and that's the first thing you have to do as a Manchester United player. You have to play for the badge and leave everything out there on the pitch, and this is what that guy does. Hopefully, he'll get his Old Trafford goal soon, and then it'll just start off a kind of scoring spree. Could you imagine that? That'd be great, wouldn't it? But get in the comments down below, would you sign Wout Weghorst on a permanent deal in the summer? Would you extend his loan? Would you just let him go back to Burnley? What do you think the future holds for Wout Weghorst and Erik ten Hag? And also, what other striker would you bring in to kind of complement Wout Weghorst? Get that in the comments as well. But thank you for watching, everyone. Make sure you hit a like, make sure you subscribe, and keep your eye out for new videos coming every week from us, and we'll see you on the next one.